All right, so this lesson is adding and subtracting polynomials. So we learned yesterday what a polynomial is, how to classify them, meaning how to name them, like whether it's a monomial, a binomial, a trinomial, and what degree it's to, the first degree, second degree, so on, right? Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting polynomials. So we're going to also learn how to multiply them in a couple days. We need to know the difference between adding and subtracting versus multiplying. There's different rules for adding and subtracting than for multiplying. So when you're adding or subtracting polynomials, let's add this note. This is super important. You can only add and subtract like terms. You could only add or subtract like terms, meaning if I said something like 4x plus 2y, we all know you can't add 4x plus 2y. Those are not like terms, correct? Today, though, we're going to have variables with exponents, and we need to know the difference between like terms and unlike terms. So before we actually go into the actual question, if I said something like, I'm making this up, 2x squared plus 3x, do we think that those are like terms? I'm going to say they're not. A like term has to have the same variable being raised to the same exponent. So this is x to the second. This is x to the first. They're not like terms. You can only combine variables that have the same exponent. So the same variable, the same exponent. If they both said x squared, then yes, we would say those are like terms. We could add them or subtract them. If they both said x to the first power, then yes, we could add them or subtract them. But they cannot be added or subtracted if they're not like terms. So let's look at this first example. It says, first of all, what is this first one in parentheses? What would you call this? Based off of yesterday's lesson, what would you call that? A trinomial, right? It is in standard form, and you'll see that my slide says in blue, I wrote another note that said all your answers should be in standard form. So when you write your final answer, it always needs to be in standard form, which we learned yesterday, which means from the highest degree to the lowest degree. But right now we have a trinomial being added to a, what is the next one? Trinomial, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to find the like term. So we're going to say there's a 2x to the third power. Are there any other x to the third powers in this problem? Yes, there is. No, well, we're adding them. So that the whole entire problem is this plus that, right?
I thought you had to find them like in the same parentheses.
Nope, because we're adding the trinomial to the other trinomial. Now, there's no other x to the thirds. Are there any x to the seconds? There's a negative 5x squared and a positive 2x squared. Now, the next thing is I have an x to the first power. Are there any other x to the first powers? No. And then lastly, I also have what? A constant, right? A negative 1, which is a constant, which is different. So we're going to add what we could add. Now, when we're adding like terms, we're not multiplying them. When you add variables with exponents or subtract them, all you do is add or subtract the coefficient. You don't do anything with the exponent. So if I say 2x to the third power plus plus 1x to the first power. Isn't that in front of this x to the third? Isn't that technically a 1? So that's telling me if I look at the coefficients, 2x to the third power plus 1x to the third power. I add the coefficients. So what is 2 plus 1? 3. So how many x to the third powers do I have? I leave x to the third. All we're doing is adding or subtracting. We're not multiplying. When we multiply, we'll talk about how you have to do things with the exponents, which we've already kind of talked about when we learned about exponent properties. So 2x to the third plus 1x to the third is 3x to the third. Next we have negative 5x squared plus 2x squared. What is that going to give you? X squared. So negative 3x squared. Then you have an x to the first power, and there's nothing to add it to. So what does that stay? Plus x. And then lastly, the minus 1 is a constant. There's no other constant, so minus 1. That's your final answer. You can't combine anything else because you have an x to the third, an x to the second, an x to the first, and a constant. None of those are like terms, so that's your final answer. Your final answer needs to be in standard form. Is this in standard form? Yes, it's going from the third degree to the second degree to the first degree to the 0th degree. If I asked you what is this called, what would you call this? It's in standard form, but what is the whole thing called? A polynomial, because it has more than 3 terms, right? And it's to the what degree? Third degree polynomial. All right, let's look at the next one. All right. Again, you're going to combine like terms. It says plus in the middle, right? So right here, we're adding, it's again a trinomial times a trinomial plus a trinomial. The first term in the first trinomial is what? 3x squared. Does that match up with anything anywhere else? The 1x squared, right? Hi. All right. We have a 1x to the first power, and we have a 4x to the first power, correct? And then we have a negative 6, which is a constant, and a positive 10, which is a constant. Do you agree that the way I color-coded it, it all matches up, right?
Yes.
Now let's add them. All right, 3x squares plus, how many x squares is this? 1. So 3x squares plus 1x squares is 4x squares. 1x plus 4x is 5x. And negative 6 and a positive 10 is going to give you positive. Yep. So if I asked you, is this in standard form? Is it?
Yes.
Definitely is. This is a trinomial to the second degree, right? So I could ask you to do multiple things with this question. I could ask you to add these polynomials, and then I could ask you to put it in standard. Well, it always needs to be in standard form at the end. But I could ask you to classify it, meaning name it a trinomial, tell me what degree it's to, tell me what the leading coefficient is. What's the leading coefficient here? 4.
And the test of the quiz, I think, like the name of it.
Yes, we learned that yesterday. That was part of our lesson. So yes, that is going to be part of the quiz for sure. Yep. All right. Now, ironically, I'm going to ask, what's the difference in this question here? It's, you're finding the first couple questions said find the what? Scroll up to your, back to the first 2 questions. The sum, which means you are adding. This says find the difference because you are, when you're subtracting, I need all eyes on me. This is important, and if you don't pay attention, you're going to mess up the problem. It says right here, what does this say? Must distribute the negative. Meaning, this negative here, you're not just subtracting one part of this trinomial. Do you agree there's 3 terms here? We have to distribute that negative sign to everything on the right side. So I'm going to distribute it to negative 2n squared. What does that turn into when you distribute a negative to a negative? That turns into positive 2n squared. Then I need to distribute the negative to the positive 2n. What does that turn into? Negative 2n. And then lastly, distribute the negative to, that's a negative 4 right now. So when you do negative times negative 4, you get positive 4. You only do it to the right side. All right, the right side, the part that says 4n squared plus 5, I could just leave as 4n squared plus 5. I could get rid of the parentheses at this point. The parentheses aren't important. Same thing when we are adding in the top 2 questions. The parentheses weren't really important. Now we're going to go through this polynomial and we're going to combine like terms. So 4n to the second power, I'm going to say can match up with positive 2n to the second power, correct? Positive 5, which is a constant, will match up with the 4, which is a constant. Negative 2n to the first power doesn't match up with anything. There is no other n to the first powers. So to save ourselves work at the end, we should go in order from highest degree to lowest degree so it's already in standard form. So first I should work with the n squares. So 4n squared plus 2n squared, they're both positive. You get 6n squared, right? Am I going to do the 5 and the 4, the constants next? Should I do that if I want this in standard form? What should come next if I want to put this final answer in standard form? I should do the minus 2n next because the n to the first comes before a constant. And then 5 plus 4, they're both positive. We get positive 9. If I asked you to name this, you would say it's a trinomial. If I asked you the degree, you would say the second degree. If I asked you the leading coefficient, you'd say 6. Correct? All right, I want you to try number 2. All right, so once again, you'll see that in the middle, it doesn't just say plus, it says minus. Now, if there was no parentheses at all, if there was no parentheses, then would you have to distribute the negative? If it just said something like this, do you think you'd have to distribute the negative sign? No, you only distribute it if there's parentheses, because what it's showing you is you're not just subtracting the 3x squared, you're subtracting everything in the parentheses. But if there are no parentheses, then you're only subtracting the 3x squared. So you're distributing when there's the parentheses. So we're going to distribute that negative to everything on the right side. So I'm going to say, first of all, the left side stays the same. So I'm going to rewrite everything in the left side exactly as it is. I'm going to write 4x squared minus 3x plus 5. The parentheses are not important. I'm now going to distribute negative times positive 3x squared turns it into a negative 3x squared. What does this negative x turn into when I distribute it by a negative? Positive x. A negative times a negative makes it positive 1x, right? And then negative times negative 8 is going to make it a positive 8. Now I go in and I find my like terms. So I'm going to say 4x squared I could combine with negative 3x squared. Make sure you're including that negative part. It's not 3x squared, it's negative 3x squared. All right, the negative 3x to the first power I could combine with 1x to the first power. And lastly, the positive 5 I could combine with positive 8. So let's do that. I'm going to say 4x squares minus 3x squares leaves me with what? Which, do I need to put a 1 in front of it? 1x squared is just x squared, right? All right, I'm going to cross them out as I go so I know I don't need to use those anymore. Now I have a negative 3x plus a positive, technically that's a 1x, right? What's a negative 3x plus 1x? Good. And lastly, a positive 5 plus a positive 8 is positive 13, so plus 13. If I asked you what is this, it's a trinomial to the second degree and the leading coefficient is 1. Okay? All right, we have a couple practice problems and then that's it. That's really the lesson. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to work on these and then we'll go over them and then we're done for the day on notes. When you're adding like numbers 1 and 2, there's a plus sign in the middle. Do you need to distribute anything? When there's a plus sign, honestly, the parentheses don't even matter. You don't need to distribute anything. You don't even really need to write the parentheses. We're going to find what our like terms are. So we have b to the first power. There's 1b to the first power here. There's 4b to the first powers there. We have negative 10, which is a constant, and we have negative 3, which is a constant. So when I combine, since we're adding, we're just saying b plus 4b. 1b plus 4b is going to be 5b. Negative 10 and a negative 3. It doesn't matter that it says plus. They're both negative. What is negative 10 and a negative 3? Basically, negative 10 minus 3. What does that equal? Negative 13. We're just looking at this value of each number. If they're both positive, you add them. If they're both negative, you add them and keep it negative. If one's positive and one's negative, you're going to subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. Is this in standard form? That you always want to ask yourself at the end, is it in standard form? Is it? Yes, it is. What is this? What would we call this? A binomial. What degree is it to? The first degree. What's the leading coefficient?
5.
Perfect. All right. Once again, we're adding this time, so I don't need to worry about distributing anything. I just look for what are my like terms. So I have an x to the second power, and I have a 7x to the second power.
You added the x squared with 7x.
Yep, you absolutely do. You have a negative x to the first power, and another negative x to the first power, and then you have a negative 2, which is just by itself. It's a constant. So let's combine what we could combine. This is technically a 1x squared, right? So 1x squared plus 7x squared is going to give me 8x squared. A negative x and a negative x. That's basically saying negative 1x minus 1x, which is negative 2x. And then the minus 2 stays minus 2. There's nothing to combine it with. So that is a trinomial to the second degree. The leading coefficient would be an 8. And it is in standard form because it's going from the second degree to the first degree to the 0th degree. The last two are not asking you to add. They're asking you to, which I told you when you're subtracting, what do we have to do? Distribute. So a negative times a negative is going to make that a positive 4p to the second, right? A negative times a negative p is also going to make that a positive p. And then lastly, a negative times a positive 3 is going to make that a negative 3. So it basically just changes the sign of every single one, right? The p squared plus p plus 3 stays the same. All right, now we go in and find our like terms. So p to the second power can match up with 4p to the second power. We could do it all at once. What is technically 1p squared plus 4p squared? All right, now we move on to the next. So after p squared, we'll look for p to the first. So I have 1p to the first plus 1p to the first, which is going to be positive 2p's to the first. And then lastly, I have two constants. What's a positive 3 and a negative 3 equal? Do I need to write plus 0? No. This is my final answer. It's in standard form. It's a binomial. It's to the second degree. The leading coefficient is 5. All right, last question. Once again, what do we have to do with that negative in the middle? Distribute, because there's parentheses. So that turns into negative 3k squared. And a negative times a negative 6 turns that into plus 6. So I, on the right, have a negative k plus 5, and then minus 3k squared plus 6. So combine my like terms. So I have a k to the first power that matches up with nothing, right? Do we agree with that? Now, we have a 5, which is a constant. That matches up with the 6, which is a constant. And then we have a negative 3k to the second, which matches up with nothing. If I want to write this in standard form, what should come first? The negative 3k squared. Then should come negative k. And then I combine the 5 and the 6, and I get positive 11. So I have a trinomial now to the second degree. The leading coefficient is negative 3. Is this lesson making sense? All right.